Okay, so welcome again. We are now, okay, so first a bit of, let me introduce you to our CUET UG, this 26 batches which are going on now, offline and online. And of course, if you really want to, there are lots of other these classes on our this SANKALP Academy app that you can download from Google Play Store, where you will get all these classes. General aptitude test, language, English, Hindi, and all domain subjects are there. So these classes are available, and any subject, any class that you think you need, why not try that? And this app is available on our on Google Play Store, so you can download it there. Now let's come to, as I said, we are going to rearrange some questions. We are going to do some practice. Let's move. So here, now look at these sentences. What is happening here? As I already said, what we talked today, that was some kind of fundamental structures of a sentence, some fundamental parts. Now these are some advanced sentences, and of course, don't feel scared and frightened if these sentences are a little difficult, because they are really difficult. But if you are able to pay attention and find to some meaning in that, of course, when you are doing in CUET, some sentences can be of this level. I designed these questions maybe like somewhere at C1 level. In CUET, you will find like B2 level. B2 level is more like, of course, like our 12th class English. That is also not that basic, but this is very good. Thank you, sir. Okay, so look at this. Rearrange the following parts in a meaningful sentence. Was impacted. Now you know that this is the verb part here, so it is not something the beginning part. But let's read once. Was impacted significantly by the sudden changes in policy, the company's strategy, leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached, which took everyone by surprise. Okay, so what do you think here? Was impacted is not here because that is starting, we don't see any question mark, and this is the WH word here. Leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached. Again, that's not making the first part, which took no. So it is obviously the company's strategy. Leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached, which took everyone by surprise. Was impacted significantly by the sudden changes in policy. Now, okay, so think it now. How do you like? Yeah, just for everybody. The company's strategies was impacted significantly by the sudden changes in policy, leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached, which took everyone by surprise. I must tell you this, which is interesting part here. This which is sometimes we use as a when we are it is a kind of a relative pronoun that refer to whole clause. You know, like for example, if you say was impacted significantly by sudden changes in policy, or leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached, and which will talk about that whole clause. So if I say, listen to me again, the company's strategy was impacted significantly by the sudden changes in policy, leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached, which took everyone by surprise. Okay, so first there is a B is there, and then the company's strategy. Now, okay, now you need to talk about like which part the company's strategy. Now, which part can be coming after that? Company's strategy, was impacted, because the strategy is singular here. As I told you, the subject verb agreement, when the subject is singular, the verb can be singular. So the company's strategy was impacted significantly by the sudden changes in policy. And then what happened as a result, leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached. And then, which took everyone by surprise. So the correct answer here is first B, then it's A, then C and D. And I would like to draw your attention again that how you connect, if there is a something singular, then you find a singular here, and then the further development of sentence, which is leading to a complete overhaul of how product development is approached. And then, which took everyone by surprise. This is kind of referring to this whole development here. This is where the which comes. In our further class, we will learn about which, that, what, when that works like a clause, because that is also important class. And of course, the passive that we today we could not do, but in next time we are going to get time, we are going to do that. All right, let's move to the second. The research team published their findings after conducting extensive experiment over several months in a prestigious scientific journal, which attracted a lot of attention from peers. Pay attention again, which is again there. This which is important in that sort of sentence arrangement. And of course, certainly we have that in our further classes. So what do you think? After conducting extensive experiments over several months, the research team published their findings in a prestigious scientific journal, which attracted a lot of attention from peers. Yeah, so you see here. Now, why there is after conducting, sometimes it happens, as I was in the beginning of class, I told you today, that it matters what has a sentence, how we're going to arrange a sentence, that very much depends on whom we are talking to, whom the people whom we are talking, how much information they already have, what we are saying, what the sentence is coming, what has gone in the background, what has been said before it. So these all things that decide the arrangement of a sentence. So here, if you think like this, after conducting extensive experiments over several months, the research team published their findings in a prestigious scientific journal, which attracted a lot of attention from peers. So yes, here whenever we are talking about some time or maybe the place, and that is not the main information, that also, okay, what happens in sentence? Again, as I said, there are many different rules, so I will not say that there is some very clear-cut rules. No, it doesn't work like this. Many times, main information we keep for the last part of the sentence, right? And we begin the sentence that is less important, or something that is already known. A sentence structure work like this in usual way, like not always. There are no science rules in language, of course. So here, B, after conducting extensive experiment over several months, the research team published findings in a, findings in a prestigious scientific journal. You can see the connection here, and which again, which is there, which attracted a lot of attention from peers. So it will be B, A, C, D. All right, let's move to the next. The film's director managed to capture the audience's attention from the very beginning by using innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative that kept everyone on edge throughout the film. Wow, that looks like arranged already. The film's director managed to capture the audience's attention from the very beginning. Okay, by using innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative that kept everyone on edge throughout the movie. And if I start the sentence here, by using innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative that kept everyone on edge throughout the movie, the film's director managed to capture the audience. No, it doesn't fit like this. The film's director managed to capture the audience's attention from the very beginning by using innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative that kept everyone on edge throughout the movie. So yes, we can see here a kind of flow of time that from the very beginning and throughout the movie, like till end. And how did he do it? By using innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative that kept everyone on edge. So it seems to be fitting, like, you know, very much in this sequence only. A, B, C, D. Yeah, it goes like this. What is to pay attention here again? See, look at end and look at like one part of the technique here, innovative cinematography techniques and crafting a narrative. So this is what the film director is doing. So you can see the connection here with the end, how it is connected, and then throughout the movie it seems like the ending, right? Yes, we are trying to take some hint. Look at this. Look at this here. Environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decades. Okay, governments around the world, leading to stricter regulations, have started enforcing new standards. Look here, have started, a plural verb, and what you see, governments around the world. You see the connection here, governments around the world have started enforcing new standards, leading to stricter regulations. Environmental policies have evolved considerably. Okay, so environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decades. Governments around the world have started enforcing new standards, leading to stricter regulations. Yes, can you see the connection here? Let's see. Environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decades, leading to a stricter regulations. Governments around the world have started enforcing new standards. But how they started it? First, it is about environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decades. They have started enforcing new standards, leading to stricter so you see here, environmental policies have evolved. If the environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decades, so as a result, leading to stricter regulations, right? And government around the world have started enforcing new standards. So there is a connection. I see like this part different, this two part going close and this two part going close. So sometime it happen, there is a, what we saw it, colon or semicolon that connects the two big clause of a sentence. That happens in some like a bit of the advanced level sentences, and this is what happening here. I see these two connection and two connection. So how would you make it? You can make it as the meaning that I see it in it. Environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decade, leading to a stricter regulations. Governments around the world have started enforcing new standards, leading to stricter regulations, leading to stricter enforcing new standards, leading to stricter regulations. Okay, so okay, it will be like, you know, first you go with the A, environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decade. Then there you use, I mean, that happened in English, that's some kind of semicolon. That other part, then what environmental policies have evolved considerably over the last decade. What did it result into? That governments around the world have started enforcing new standards, leading to stricter regulations. So B, then D, and then C here. Okay, so little complex sentence, but you should know like how to deal with that. All right, let's move to next. What is here? The lecture was not only informative but also engaging, as the speaker shared real life examples. All right, so now this again, sometimes, as I said, language is not like physics or maths. Sometimes it can be arranged in two different ways also, but you need to find the best one, the best option that is available. So you will see here that in this part, the lecture was not only informative. You see the direct connection here. The lecture singular was not only informative, but also engaging, right? As the speaker shared real life examples. It can now, again, as I said, you need to see which option is available, because it is very much okay if you start with D and then A, D, A, B and C, or it can be like A, B, C and D. It will work both ways, but you need to see which option is available there. Whichever one is available, you go for this. And I don't think that the people who make the question paper, they should confuse with both the answers there. They should not be there, because sometimes that would be confusing otherwise. But yeah, it's like this. Let's take this, rearrange the following. Okay, the workshop will focus on improving productivity by introducing advanced techniques that can be applied in the workplace for better time management. Okay, so the workshop will focus on improving productivity by introducing advanced techniques that can be applied in the workplace for better time management. By introducing advanced techniques, the workshop will focus on improving productivity. Okay, so see, by introducing advanced techniques, the workshop will focus on improving productivity that can be applied in the workplace for better time management. All right, so here it goes like this. How do you find the connection here? By introducing advanced techniques, the works will focus on improving productivity, and then we see a clause here that. All right, so let me tell you one thing, don't miss our next class, because in that I'm going to explain this, that, which, and these conjunctions, how they connect, how they will how they help you to connect, because here also you see the connection of that with this part, productivity, that can be applied. Improving productivity that can be applied in the, no, not the productivity, by introducing advanced techniques that can be applied in the workplace, you know. So here the workshop will focus on improving productivity by introducing advanced techniques. So you know that techniques can be then applied in the workplace, right, for the better time management. So it is A, B, C, D. But we'll certainly talk about this this relative pronoun, these different kind of connectors, conjunctions, that is important to talk. All right, let's move to next. What do we have here? Despite initial doubts, the new policy significantly improved employee satisfaction within just a few months. Okay, the new policy, despite initial doubts, significantly improved employee satisfaction within just a few months. I must tell you, every time when you look at this kind of sentence, if there are 2-3 different formats come to your mind and the structure or design of a sentence come to your mind, that's not ignorance. Sometimes that's your knowledge, because a sentence can be framed in 2-3 different types. Only thing is that when they make the question paper, they make sure that they don't give those 2-3 answers there, like there only when one arrangement is correct, other options are not there, because otherwise the sentence can be arranged in many different ways here. So if that despite initial doubts, because sentence can start from here also, despite initial doubts, the new policy significantly improved employee satisfaction. So you see here that the new policy and then improved employee satisfaction, and then this is the time, within just a few months. Now within just a few months can begin the sentence also. So within just a few months, The new policy significantly improved employee satisfaction despite initial doubts. So DBCA is also correct. And we can start from here also. Despite initial doubts, the new policy significantly improved employee satisfaction within just a few months. This will also be correct. Okay, so just see which option is available there. Let's move to next. They reached an agreement after lengthy negotiations, both parties, to resolve the conflict amicably, which involved compromise on several key points. So, both parties, to resolve the conflict amicably, they reached an agreement after lengthy negotiation, which involved compromise on several key points. So see, again this which is coming here, of course the connection between both and they, so both parties to reach, okay, so that happens sometimes, not it is not a basic sentence, little advanced with both parties, and after that to is coming. So both parties to resolve the conflict amicably, they reached an agreement after lengthy negotiation to resolve the conflict amicably. Both parties, they can't be there. Both parties, they reached, no. Both parties to resolve the conflict amicably, they reached an agreement. Again, there will be this, you know, when these kind of sentences are formed, sometimes you find this semicolon there that breaks the sentence, that kind of make the same meaning. All right, so both parties to resolve the conflict amicably, they reached an agreement after lengthy negotiation, which involves, so which and negotiation, lengthy negotiation, which involved compromise on several key points. So you see, lengthy negotiation and on several key points compromise, this is where the which is referring to this. Both parties, which it can't be for the both parties to resolve the conflict amicably, which no, again, so it is going with this sentence, this which is connecting here, and then it will be B, C, this column there, you don't have to worry about that, and then A and D. Okay, let's move to next. The author's latest novel explores themes of identity and belonging through the eyes of a young protagonist who travels across continents in search of meaning. So you see a young protagonist there, relative pronoun who is there. So through the eyes of a young protagonist who travels across continents in search of meaning. The author's latest novel explores themes of identity and belonging. So CDAB, it can be this way also. And the author's latest novel explores themes of identity. See here, novel singular, explores singular verb, that connection is here. The author's latest novel explores themes of identity and belonging through the eyes of young protagonist who travels across continents in search of meaning. So ABCD is also correct here. And through the eyes of a young protagonist who travels across continents in search of meaning. The author's latest novel explores theme of identity and belonging. That is also correct, but the more correct sounds like this one, ABCD first. But you know, as I said, whichever the option you find can be correct. And hopefully these both options are not there. Let's move to next. All right, what is this? In the wake of the economic downturn, many small businesses faced unexpected challenges in maintaining their operations and struggle to stay afloat. Sounds like very much belonging to our time. Okay, what is this? So what is happening here? In the wake of the economic downturn, that sounds fine. Many small businesses, and then faced, sound, there's a connection. in maintaining their operations and struggled, see this, and maintaining their operation and struggles to stay afloat. There is a connection in that too. Okay, so many small businesses face unexpected challenges in maintaining their operations and struggle to stay afloat in the wake of the economic downturn. Yeah, and that can be like it is just the giving the information that we already know. So as I said in English many times, the information that you already know, that we start the sentence with, and the fresh information come at the end of the sentence. So it is very much will go into ABCD in the wake of the economic downturn. So a shared information and then rest of the information, and you can see the connection. It is going with ABCD. The team achieved remarkable success after months of dedicated effort by launching a groundbreaking product that revolutionized the market. So after months of dedicated effort, the time part, the team achieved remarkable success by launching a groundbreaking product that revolutionized. So connection of that, again, I'm saying every time that we are going to do these our relative pronoun, we'll read that and don't miss that class. That would really be helpful, because that will make all the connections clear. So here, after a month of dedicated effort, the team achieved remarkable success by launching a groundbreaking product that revolutionized the market. So that is the correct answer here. Next. The meeting was postponed due to unforeseen technical issues which caused delayed, which is there for us to understand more thoroughly, delays which caused delays in the project timeline. Caused delays in the project timeline that affected all team members. Okay, so due to unforeseen technical issues, the meeting was postponed, which caused delays in the project timeline that affected all team members. All right, so again, this is like the reason is there due to unforeseen technical issues, the meeting was postponed. And it can be like the meeting was postponed due to unforeseen technical issues which caused this, which is referring to like whole situation, which caused delays in the project timeline that affected all team members. So it will go like this, right? Though it can be sometimes, as I said, if the B first there and A is there, that can also be correct. So again, you need to find the correct option, which option is available. But here, to pay attention to which, this is more important thing, that is connecting with this project timeline, and that affected, project timeline can affect all team members. So these connectors we need to understand more thoroughly. So yes, it is A, B, C, D in that case, or it can be B, A, C, D as well. Let's move to next. She delivered an impassioned speech with compelling arguments, addressing the audience's concerns about climate change and urgent actions. With compelling arguments, she delivered an impassioned speech. Addressing. This ing form is also interesting. We need to talk about these connectors also. Ing form we use like when two actions are happening at the same time, and the bigger action we use in ing form. So for example here, when did she delivered an impassioned speech, like with compelling arguments, addressing, I mean this was the whole event, addressing the audience's concerns about climate change and urgent actions. So with compelling arguments, she delivered an impassioned speech addressing the audience's concern about climate change and urgent actions. So it is BACD. The software update included several new factors that enhanced user experience significantly and resolved existing bugs. Okay, the software update that enhanced user, no, the software update included several new features and resolved existing bugs that enhanced user experience significantly. So what is happening here? The software update, this is the main action. The software update And then what the software included several new features and resolved existing bugs that enhanced, like that, then as a result that enhanced user experience significantly. So here correct answer is A, B, D, C. And last question for today's practice is the city's public transportation system has undergone major improvements recently with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure, which has benefited commuters greatly. Okay, so you see here what is the thing to pay attention: has undergone and which has benefited. So what is, you see that singular verb here, and which is there. So the city's public transportation system, yes, system has undergone major improvement recently, which has benefited commuters greatly with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure. The city's public transportation system with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure has undergone major improvements recently, which has benefited commuters greatly. The city's public transportation system with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure has undergone. So, you know, this sentence, then there is a comma will be there, and with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure has undergone major improvements recently, and which has benefited commuters greatly. Pay attention to this which has. Why the which has? Because we are talking about the city's public transportation system with expanded routes and upgraded infrastructure, and we are still talking about the system. So has undergone major improvement recently, and which has, because still we are talking about the singular subject here, which means this whole situation of this major improvements undergone, like this major improvements, then we are referring it by which, and then again singular, has benefited commuters greatly. So point is, you need to pay this special attention to this which, that, subject, verb, singular subject, then you seek for the, you look for the singular verb there, because subject is singular, which and that, relative pronoun, and these conjunctions. So this was kind of our basic essential kind of class about sentence arrangement, and the next time I will bring these some more advanced structure, and especially with this which, that, who, where, when we use them as relative pronoun, and how it connects with the other clause, and these two different clauses, how do they connect, and I'm sure that will help. So yeah, thank you for watching. That was it for today. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.